Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, just to kind of give you guys a roadmap on where we're going here. I'm actually hoping to finish the torches today, and then at least with the code, and that should be pretty much it for dynamic lights. We should be basically done. I'll probably take one more video after this one to do like a tweaking video, just a short video to kind of tweak all the settings as one, all these numbers that we've put together for the torches, all these things right in here. Yeah, and then we'll be finished with the torches. We are almost actually done, believe it or not. One thing I'd like to address, which is something that I never really got around to, is in the FPS counter we have this line right here. I'm kind of doing a bad thing right here. Now this only runs once per frame, but I'm producing a lot of extra garbage by doing this string concatenation, like the FPS plus FPS. Every time you do a plus in a string, the C# compiler has to allocate a string, and then it allocates another string for this, and then it puts them together, and then it allocates another string for this and throws away the first string. It's just a big mess. Okay, you don't really want to do this way. So what I'm going to do, if I remember how to do this, it's been a while since I've done this. Hopefully I remember what I'm doing. Format. Okay. We've got two things here, so okay. FPS, and we'll put in a 0. Then a 1. In these little bracket things, that tells it that we're going to put parameters in here. Milliseconds. Okay, close quote. And then your parameters. So yeah, for parameters we want FPS for the first one, and this one for the second one, like such. Okay, let's just make sure that works first before we do anything else. We should get the same thing we got before. Yep, there you go. Very nice. Okay, that makes the compiler a bit happier. Now we can also change that, and what I want to put is 0.0 after this. So I'm going to add formatting to this. So what I'm saying here is for the 0th parameter, which is the FPS, we want to put in a format of 1 decimal point after or 1 digit after the decimal point. Okay, and same thing for the milliseconds. So that'll format it to a nicer number. Let me get in here, and there you go. Now that's better, much better. Okay, guys. So let's get back to our particle systems. Okay, so we've done the light bounce and flicker, and we did sparks. What else do we have to work with here? Let's grab one of our torches. Alright, so let's just grab the prefab. We've got the glow. I'm going to grab this one because this is the one I prefer. You can see glow when you're kind of looking at it like this, right? And you can see that kind of glow that's sitting around there. When you're looking at it head on, it's a little difficult to see, actually. Whoops. So how are we gonna handle glow? Where do we want to stop messing with glow? Let's go ahead and run this. It is going to be a little bit tricky, guys, but let's back off. And probably, I don't know, no more than maybe right there is where the glow stops really being effective. And where are we at right there? We're at a distance of about 800, right? So there you go. We can go ahead and turn off the glow after about 800. So back into our script. So we'll do public float max glow distance. Distance. Glow. If here, we'll just copy this because it's going to be the same code. If square distance equals is greater than max glow distance, the glow and there you go, nothing to it. All right. So let's just set that. It's not coming up. Did I not save it? No, I saved it. We're getting an error. Parsing error. Why are we getting a parsing error? Because I lost a bracket. Okay. So there's the glow. So we'll just throw that in here. And we'll get a max glow distance of 800. Alright guys, so let's check it out. So first off, our frame rate's sitting at about 40-ish, according to my counter. Kind of almost as well, 40, 45, maybe 50 on their counter. So yeah, let's check out. Let's see. I did not grab the torch. Let's grab the torch. Okay. So you can see the glow. And once we hit about 800, it should turn off. Yep, see? There you got the glow. And you really, guys, against this texture, the only way you can really see it is to look above the texture itself. So it turns off right about there. So very good. Okay. So we did the glow. We've got the light source handled. Smoke. Let's talk about the smoke. Let's grab our torch. Let's grab our torch. Alright guys, where do we want to turn off the smoke? At what point does it really not show up anymore? I'm getting stuff in the way, it's getting hard to see, but smoke is actually, you can see smoke pretty far back, right? Unfortunately, everything's getting in my way so badly that I can't really get a good feel for where it is. You can still see it pretty well right here. Of course, I can't see the distance because this thing's way up here. We're sitting at a distance of 2,500, so this is like the max distance away from the torch where the light's still going to be showing. But we can fix that. I mean, that's not too big a deal. Oh, in fact, it stopped updating because we went out of the trigger range. Okay, I'm going to bounce this up to 0.7. I'm going to apply that. So that doesn't really have an effect on our frame rate. We're okay still. I want to be able to get enough distance on this torch so that I can you know, that we can still affect the torch. So I don't know, maybe right in here. So you're sitting at about 40, about 4,000, something like that. I mean, I can still see that smoke, but probably from back here we don't really need to worry about it too much. So okay, let's just try 4,000. Where's my cursor? So the smoke. Okay, max smoke distance. The smoke. Okay, so we'll go same thing. Public float max smoke distance. And we'll also do public game object the smoke. And we'll save that. Head back into here. Okay, then we're going to go to the prefab, grab smoke, drop him into here, and set the max distance. What do we say? 4,000? Is that what I said? I don't remember, guys. Just turned our code into a slideshow. Why did we do that? Alright, something's slowing it way down. The smoke of torch trigger has not been assigned. Oh. Put it in the wrong place. I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Okay, this is glow. This is smoke. There we go. Okay. Let's grab that torch. Let's see if this is working. So once we hit a distance of 4,000, keep an eye on that smoke in the distance, guys. There you go. It's just shut off. You know, I'm not really loving that. I just realized that I'm not super happy with what's going on there. Let's Let's take a look at our particle systems. What I really want to shut off is not so much the entire game object, really, as it is the particle emitter, I think. Because take a look at this, guys. If I shut off, let's see, we're sitting on the, I want the smoke, people, please. Okay, I know it's a little bit difficult to see behind all these boxes and stuff, but try to keep an eye on that smoke that's coming up. If I shut off this, the whole thing just shuts off, right? If I shut off the emitter, well, that doesn't seem to be what I want either. There we go. We want to shut off the emit function, I think. Okay. I think that's what we're after. The only issue is I'm not sure I know what the... Is it really ellipsoid particle emitter? I don't know if I know what that's called. Let's find out. Ellipsoid particle emitter. Yep. How about that? Okay. Let's save that. Emit. Ah, there we go, guys. It's just because I capitalized it. Okay, let's see how that works. Set back into Unity. I'm going to take the prefab and let's see, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to have to add a tab in here. I need to be able to see two tabs at once. So I'm going to put in another inspector. Take this over here for a second. And we will go to the torch. Well, actually, let's go to the smoke first, and then I'm going to lock this one so he stays put. And then we'll go to the torch. Come down here, guys, and the smoke is here. I'm going to grab you. And I should be able to drag you into here. There you go. Let's try running that. Okay, so we got to get to a distance of 4,000, which of course I didn't grab the torch, so we don't know where we are. Because it's what I do. So where are we at? 26, 30 something. There you go, that's better. So here, there's smoke. We're looking at the smoke at the far distance. Back off a little bit and it just fades off. That's what I'm after. Much better. Okay, I'm going to check my frame rate again. I should be getting better frame rates by now. I'm not super happy about this. I'm getting only with the 30, between 30 and 40. I think by now we should be getting higher frame rates. Okay, alright guys, I'm going to make that same change to the rest of these guys. Sparks and glow. We have to add the inspector tab again. Okay, so the glow, lock that. Go to the torch. Down here. Ellipsoid particle emitter for the glow goes here. Did I save that? I didn't save it. Why is that not working? Oh, nice. We're like in funny characters. That's alright, I don't need... Come on. Oh. Whoops. Need to fix the bit down here. Emit equals false. Here, let's just grab that. Fix all my problems. Go back to Unity. Should update. Alright, we finally should be able to grab the emitter and go throw it into here. Grab the emitter. What is your problem? You're killing me, guys. You're actually killing me. Come on. Are you done being a pain in my ass? Alright. Looks like it might be done. Let's throw that in there. Let's unlock this. Let's go to... For some reason I don't have my torch prefab selected again. We're going to go to the... what's the other one? Sparks. Sparks. We'll lock you. I'll go to the torch. I'll take the ellipsoid particle emitter. We'll take the ellipsoid particle emitter. We'll throw them in here. There you go. Let's run that. If you would. Come on. Alright. There you go. Alright guys, the other one is the fire left and right. So that's great. The ellipsoid particle emitter. The fire left. The fire right. Okay, save that. Let's just go ahead and get that set in Unity. Because again, I'm going to have to go through the same process. Throw in the inspector. Fire right, I'm going to lock you down. And then back to the torch. Grab the ellipsoid particle emitter. This is fire right. Okay. Unlock you. Come on, Unity, pay attention, please. Fire left. Lock you. Ellipsoid particle emitter. Grab them, throw them in here. There you go. And close this. Okay. And you'll go here, public float max fire distance. Save that. I'm just going to assume it's the same as smoke distance, so we'll say 4,000. Okay, so we've got our sets. Back to the script and copy that. Okay, the fire. Max fire distance. Okay, so since we've got a pair of them, what we need to do is do both of them. All right, there you go, guys. I'm gonna clean this up in a minute, but for right now, let's see how that looks. So we've got this set to the same kind of, as soon as Unity decides to update itself, the same kind of level as the smoke. So let's see if we can get it to work. Give me this. Now we got to keep this in view the whole time, now which could be kind of tricky. I'm seeing light all the way down the... Why is that? So what's our distance now? Can't tell because I don't have the thing sitting where I want it. That's where at 3,000. Okay, where'd it go? There we are. Don't lose it. There, it just went out. So what's our distance? 4,000. So there you go, guys. Very nice. Now, okay, I see one of our problems. Everything by default is on, and until you hit the trigger, it's going to stay on. You have to either enter or exit the trigger for it to start affecting, and that's why our frame rates are not going up. I wish I had remembered that before so that we could have a little more accurate measure of how this was affecting us. So what we're going to have to do, guys, is go back into Unity, and we're going to have to buy Unity. And by default, we're going to have to turn the emitters on all these guys off. So, off. Off. Smoke. And sparks. So at this point, hopefully, there you go. Now you've got an FPS of about 100. It's dropping between 90 and 100. Actually, it's dropping a little lower than that in some places. Okay. So let's stop that. Run it again. Let's see where we're at. Let's just take a look at the frame rate. So, like I said, we're sitting at about between maybe 80 to 100, which is not bad. The other one says we're sitting at about somewhere between 100 and 130 or so. Yeah, about 330 set pass calls and 390 batches. Now that's certainly much better than it was when we started, where we were sitting at over 3,000 set batch calls, and the same thing for batches over 3,000 batches. We've dropped it by about 90%. So certainly that's going to help our frame rate. And now we're up to 180, which is good. I'm not sure. I think the distance on the light might be a little bit low, because you can definitely see them pop in, right? Now this again is definitely a worst case scenario, guys, where like you shouldn't really be able to see lights that far away. I mean, just from the geography of the dungeon, right? If there's a long corridor, you might see them fade in. Still, I'm not sure I love that. We might have to tweak that out. But for right now, it seems to be working fine. This thing's definitely sitting about 100, and it kind of jumps up after a while. Okay. So we're starting off at about somewhere between 90 and 100. Let's take a look at the script. Gosh, we're getting long in this video again. But I think we have time to do this. This is the last thing I really want to do. Okay, look at all these if-else statements. This is a mess, right? I mean, this is really not too cool. And remember, this distance check is running, at this point, what, about 300 times a second? And we're doing all these if-else things, and that's not so great. So I want to try to do something about that. So we're going to need these, but they don't need to run 300 times a second. The only time you need to run these if-else statements is when we pass one of these, we head back to Unity. If we pass one of these thresholds, right, that we've got set in here, these distances right here. So to that end, what I want to do is I want to create an array of floats, distance thresholds. Okay. Oops, goes this way. I'm trying to code in C++. Okay. Okay, you can put those together, and then public void in the start function. Here's what I'm going to do. Distance threshold. I'm going to say distance threshold dot add. Well, no, array distance threshold array. I'll get it eventually. Dot add. Okay. I want to start putting all these things in. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, here. We'll fix that in a minute. Let's see. Starting with max shadow bounce distance. This is where we start doing this kind of stuff. Okay. All right, let's fix this. Resolve using systems array. Or using systems. Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's use a list rather than an array. Let's see, and I got to add in using systems collections generic to do that. Okay. Okay, and then distance threshold dot add. Okay. I think I can sort the array. We'll find out. The reason I wanted to use an array was that I know I can sort those. I think I can sort lists. Hopefully. Okay, so we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And this one. So I'm just going to add these to a list. Thanks for doing that, guys. Okay. And then I want to sort that list. So distance threshold dot sort, and we'll just use the default. Okay, so that should sort the list. Maybe I better make sure of that. Oh gosh, for I equals 0, I less than distance threshold dot size dot, you know, in C++ it's called count. I++. Oh, nope, it's not a method. It's just a property. I just want to make sure this is sorted. So debug log distance threshold sub I. Just to make sure we got everything working right. So let's let Unity update itself. Pull up the console. All right. Distance threshold is new. List float. Yeah, we got to new it. C#. I'm not programming C++ here. Okay. Okay, let's check out the console. Let's run it. Okay, haven't the slightest idea. 600, 800, 817, 4,000, 4,000. Yep, there you go. It's working fine. So it's doing, of course, it's showing this once for each torch, so there's 300 of these, but our lowest range is 600, which is the spark distance. Then we've got a couple of 800s, then a 1700, and a couple of 4,000s. So that's exactly right. So we've sorted them. Very nice. You know what the other thing I'm going to do, guys? And this is kind of a bummer. Let me see. Do I still have my console? Let me see the console. Let me see these numbers. I think I'm about to lose all my numbers. So, starting with shadow bounce distance. I'm going to change these to integers rather than floats, guys. I'm going to change you to an integer, and I'm going to change you to an integer. Okay. And that probably means that all my numbers just went away. No? Maybe not. Unity doesn't seem to be unhappy. Let's make sure they're all in there. The reason I'm changing them to integers is because we can do an integer comparison rather than a float comparison, and that's faster. And it's not like I'm going to be putting in, you know, 600.5 or anything like that. They're always going to be integer numbers. So, yeah, it looks good. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's head back into our script. So we've got this working. Let's take out this debug statement. Okay. So here's what I want to do, guys. I'm going to set up another private integer, LOD level. I'm going to call this LOD level. Not to be confused with the LODs that we get from reducing the complexity of the mesh. This is going to be the level of the threshold that we're going to be. So there's going to be some numbers in distance threshold, right? And I think there's about 5 or 6 of them, or 1, 2, there's 6 of them. If we set an initial LOD level of 0, let's say, then we're going to find where the current distance is in relation to the numbers that are in here. So if we're at a current distance of, say, 650, okay, 650 is going to be greater than our smallest one, which is going to be the glow distance. I think it is, or the spark distance. But it's going to be less than all the rest. So since we're greater than this one, we want a number of 1, which tells us that we're between this and all the rest of them, right? So I'll set to a default of 0. I'll actually leave that in. So right here, I'm going to grab a new LOD distance, right? Or, yeah, we'll grab an LOD distance. So we'll say int current LOD. So we'll do a for each. Should we do a for each? Maybe we'll just do a for statement. I equals 0, I less than distance threshold dot count I plus plus. Set current LOD equals 0. Okay, if distance threshold sub I is less than current LOD, then current LOD plus plus. We'll increment it. Okay. Else, I don't need the brackets. Stop it. Once we find the place where, because we're sorted, once we find the place where the current distance, whoops, this is not right. Square distance, that's what we want. Once we find the place where the current LD is less than, or it's greater than the square distance, we can just break out. We don't need to go through the rest of them. Okay. All right. If current LOD does not equal, what did I call it? LOD level. Couple things. That LOD level equals current LOD. Gosh, I cannot type today. So we'll set the LOD level to the current LOD. And then I'm going to debug log this just to make sure we're working. LOD level. Of course, that's going to run for 300 torches, isn't it? Well, let's see what we can do. Maybe I can get it to isolate to 1 torch if I can be tricky about it. Okay, let's go ahead and view the console. Let's clear it and run it. Let's just see where we are. Okay. And I broke something. Oh, I lost my numbers. Yeah, see, I knew I was going to do that. Darn it, and I just... and I didn't save them because... for crying out loud. I can't get them back now, because I thought you saved them. Oh, you're killing me. Okay, 4,000 for this guy. 4,000 for the smoke distance. The glow distance was 600, 800, and I have no idea what these were. Damn this thing. Oh, so much for all that work we did. I'm gonna have to go back to the video and look and see what we had these set at. I'll just put in some numbers for right now, guys. Of course, it waited till after I had cleared the console to do that. Didn't do it, you know, when I had the numbers still on the console. Okay. Well, it's hard to tell because there's 300 torches going off. So we're getting multiple changes in LED levels. So let's see. I should still have this torch set. So if I go back to, say, 600 is our change, right? Right there. So you see we just hit a 0. We drop back and we hit a 1. And that's that torch telling us it's changed its LOD. So we're getting exactly what we want. If we drop back to, what's the next number? 800. We should get a 2. Somewhere in here. So there should just got a 1, then we got a 2. Obviously there's a couple of torches going off, but there you go. So it seems to be working fine. Oh, I'm so annoyed by that. You guys, you have no idea. Okay, why is the smoke still going off? Because I never turned the emitter off. Really? Are you telling me the emitter's still on for all of my torches? Yep, it sure is. Look at that. Well, heck. That should get us some extra frame rate, shouldn't it? Make sure these guys are all off. Off, off, off. They should be off by default. I wonder what that's going to do to our frame rate. Oh, look at that. Now we're talking. 180. Since we started with 200 with everything off, we're doing pretty good here, guys. Now I'm pretty happy. All right. I'm going to save that. Okay. Fortunately, I have this recorded, so all I have to do is go back to the recording and find out what those numbers were, which I'll do when I'm editing this, and I'll put them back in the way they're supposed to be. Okay. All right. We're getting close to being done here. We've basically got it all set up. We don't need a debug like this anymore. I'm going to take this out and drop it down here so that we are encompassing all these if statements. So now, guys, we are once again in a position where I need to fix the code. Okay. Control K, Control D. There we go. That's the function. Control K, Control D. I had to go look it up. Okay, so look what's going to happen here, guys. Rather than all these if-else statements running every single time we run through this thing, they will only run if the LOD changes. Okay, so we can skip all of these almost all of the time. Only when the LOD is different than the current LOD do we actually run through there and turn on and off stuff, and that makes this a lot more efficient. We probably could make this even more efficient by taking the LOD level and doing a case statement. We could do that rather than all these if-else's. It might actually even be a little more LOD level, a little more clean is the word I'm trying to come up with. So case 0, and then I'm just going to break. So we're going to copy a lot of code into all this stuff. So there's 6 of them, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Oh, for God's sakes, would you please grab the thing that I'm asking for? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, this assumes that we know which one is going to be first. Okay, never mind. I'm taking that back out. The reason we can't do that, guys, is because since we're doing these numbers dynamically, if I do a case statement, it would be locked into their distance, but it would be locked into their relative positions in the list. And I don't think I want to do that. We'll just leave the if-thens in there. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, don't hit that button. So at this point, guys, just looking at the frame rate, gang. We have 34 active lights going off. Yeah. Oh, and now it's bouncing up. I don't know why it's doing that. And now we're back up to 200 almost. It's an interesting... It might be the garbage collector kicking in too many times. Okay, gang. This video is getting long enough, I think. Oh, I see a bug. Let's fix that. Let's set this LOD to a default of -1. We don't want that to default at 0 because then it won't change. These won't change. It'll say 0 equals 0 and it won't go through this stuff. We want an initially to go through this at least once. Otherwise, you know, you'll have that problem where the lights you're standing right next to when you start up the game aren't going to be on. I almost feel like that the colors are not right in these flames. They look awful white. I don't really understand what's going on with that. Are they supposed to be that white? You get up next to them and they're yellow. Yeah, I guess that's alright. I'm not so sure about the distance on those things, guys. We might have to increase that some. Anyway, but that's for the tweaking video. Still got the shadow bounce going on. Yep. Okay, guys. So, yeah, there you go. we can at this point pretty much have as many lights as we want in the scene, and it shouldn't drop our frame rate down to more than, you know, about 100 frames a second, which is what we're getting. 150 according to the Unity stat counter. So yeah, I'm going to do one more video where we're going to tweak the lights, the light distances. I'll go off camera and figure out what those numbers were supposed to be, since Unity very cleverly lost them for me. These numbers. We'll put them back to where we had them, kind of as a starting point, but we're going to tweak them out anyway. Whoa, what did I do here? Yeah, we're gonna tweak them so that they're they're perfect. They're exactly the way we want them, and we'll do that in the next video. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks a lot.